My name is Robecca Jumin. I manage the WWF Malaysia's Sulu Sulawesi Marine Ecoregion Program. One of our project sites is Semporna Priority Conservation Area, which is located in the southeast corner of Sabah. It is one of the top 5 places in the world for fish biodiversity richness and among the top for coral species richness. Semporna is a top scuba diving destination and supports more than 80,000 local inhabitants with rich fisheries. Overfishing is one of the biggest threats to our oceans. Throughout the world, including Malaysia, fish populations are declining. Tuna are one of the top predators in the sea and a flagship species for fisheries management and conservation. However, due to their popularity, their population is also declining throughout the world. WWF Malaysia aims to help protect Semporna's important biodiversity through sustainable tourism and sustainable fisheries management. On the small island of Mabul, the center of the scuba industry, there is also a community of traditional tuna fishermen. We feel that these fishermen have the potential to easily transform their practices into a fully sustainable fishery. Through this process, they can ensure the longevity of their fishery, the ecosystem, and their livelihoods. They also have the potential to demonstrate how fisheries can be sustainably managed in Malaysia and become one of the first sustainable tuna fisheries in the world with potential for certification.
My name is Monique Sumampouw. I'm the Semporna Project Leader WWF Malaysia and the Deputy Manager of Sulu Sulawesi Marine Ecoregion. So in Semporna area, there are some fishermen stays in Mabul Island here. And the area where they do catch tuna is in west coast of Sipadan Island. Some of the big fishermen has some of a payao there in here, where they can catch tuna here, and they bring the fish to Mabul Island first, sell it to the buyer number 1, and from buyer number 1 they go to Semporna town to sell it to the buyer number 2. And the buyer number 2 goes to Lahadatu, to Kunar, to KK, to Tawau, and probably exporting out of Malaysia.
As we can see that at the back is the Sipadan Island. So the payao is located nearby, but it's located outside the proposed marine park area.
The locally named payao are fish aggregation devices which help attract pelagic fish. The fishermen wrap their bait and a single large baited hook around stones to ensure that the bait drops directly to deep water where the adult tuna patrol.
They are not selecting the location where they want to settle or where they want to put the payao. So because there's fish all over the sea, so they just put it anywhere they want to settle it. And underneath that payao, they have a palm leaf, which they call it habong. So they put it habong because this habong will attract the small fish to come to that area, and then the bigger fish will come and to eat the small fish. So after they settle the payao on the sea with everything complete, so for the recent one that they have installed for about 18 payaos, within 8 days they managed to harvest roughly 16 tons of tuna. Back to the 70s when Pachi is still doing a fishing activity, they used to use a smaller boat which is as small as like a palm boat, and to do this tuna fishing. So that boat can fit for 3 fishermen at one time, and the most they can harvest is almost 60 tails of fish. There are 6 fishermen on the Jongkong now, and they have been on the sea for 3 nights already, and their caught is about 20 tails of fish, and roughly about 10 tails are the albacore, and the rest of the 10 are the tuna, the yellowfin tuna. These fishermen, they has been fishermen for quite a long time, since their father's generation, and they said that fishing or catching tuna, involving in these tuna fisheries is the way they live. This is how they get the income for the family, and they hope that if in the future time, if they have their own children, they wish that their children will be in part of the tuna fisheries as well, because other than that, they feel that this is what they can do, and if they have another choice to do something else, they still prefer to do this tuna fisheries. These are the fishermen, and they have been on the sea for 4 days already, and today is their last day. They have a total catch of about 400 kilos, and it's estimate about 30 tails of fish. So this is Pala. So he used to be a fisherman back in 2009, and now he is one of the buyers in Mabul that buying the tuna fish from the fishermen. So in terms of the quantity of the catch of tuna fish, comparing when he was still a fisherman and now becoming a buyer, there is an increase of quantity. Now we are at the tuna fishing landing area at Semporna town. So now we can see that the fisherman is unloading the tuna fish from the boat from Mabul, and they are dealing with the buyers from Semporna, and they are doing the weighing of the fish before they start selling it to the buyers.
Tidak semestinya hari-hari. Biasanya macam pacik ini ada jaga orang juga kan, dalam mungkin 10 orang, bot speedboat yang kecil. Saja stok ikan itu dalam 2 hari, 3 hari. Lepas itu dalam 3 hari memang kita sudah tahulah barang tidak boleh disimpan hingga 4 hari. So dia punya kualiti akan turun, akan berubah wajah. Jadi sampai di custom, tengok warna lain dia bilang ini reject.
Ya, tidak mau sudah.
Dia punya nilai ataupun harga memang jatuh teruk lah. Gitu. Kalau kita gunakan pukat, mungkin 10 tahun akan datang, 15 tahun, dia akan berlaku kekurangan ikan. Seperti mana yang kita tahu, selama 30 tahun kami menjadi nelayan, kita menggunakan kaedah mancing pakai tangan. Itu tiada kesan apa-apa. Bermakna ikan tu dari masa ke masa ada peningkatan. Dia selalu membanyak di payau. Jadi kalau kita menggunakan pukat, saya rasa ini memang patut dikurangkanlah.
According to Pakcik Abu, the differences between sizes and the quantity since he started 20 years ago, there's not much different in terms of sizes, but the catches in terms of sizes is actually depending on the season. So usually starting month of December until February, there's more bigger fishes like the yellowfin tuna as well as the albacore. But for smaller tuna like the skipjack, it's actually caught all year through. According to Pakcik Abu, he will think that the catches in future time will be more because of the increase of number of payao. Because the more the payao settle on the sea, the more fishes that they will get. With the increase of the number of payao and also the method that the fishermen using to catch a fish by using the hook and line will definitely help the stock, the tuna fish stock in the sea for future time. So they will get more fishes. The fish that Pakcik Abu bought from the Mabul buyers will be sent to KK, Lahadatu, Sandakan, and as well as Tawau. But for those tuna that weigh more than 20 kilos will be exported out to Philippines.
We selected Mabul because it's got characteristics that we believe we could develop a successful model on how to transform a fisheries from an unsustainable one to a very sustainable one on a long term. Because first of all, it is a small-scale artisanal fisheries. We are talking here of about 200 boats and maybe about 400 to 600 fishermen. They are using a very sustainable fishing technique, which is the hand line. They are catching the very big ones and avoiding the small ones, and with very little bycatch. And if we work with them in terms of improving their catching techniques, improving the gears that they use, giving them the technology that is available now in the market that helps them, do sustainable fishing, documenting all the fisheries in that area with WWF, then we have a good chance that this fishery will develop into a well-managed system. As we have it now, under the business as usual scenario here, this fish will not last long. We need to take some drastic steps, some directed focus on improving the way they handle the fish, improving the way they manage the fisheries. If we introduce the concept of buying by the quality of the fish, then there will be an immediate increase in the value. And increasing the value of fish means increasing the income of the fishermen without necessarily catching more fish. So that's our approach here. And if we can put this system in place in the next 2 or 3 years, then we will see a fisheries that is gradually developing and going into the path of sustainability.
We're very excited about this project. The Mabul tuna fishery has a real opportunity to become the first sustainable fishery in Malaysia. Our next steps are to pursue Marine Stewardship Council certification for this fishery. With the certification, we know that the fishery does not damage the ecosystem, supports and maintains a healthy fish stock, and is well managed. We intend to continue to work with the fishermen on Mabul to help them improve their practices and their management of the fishery. We'll work with the Department of Fisheries Sabah to help them to work with the fishermen and to learn what it takes to get MSC certification. And we need to find buyers who value sustainability and are willing to support the fishermen and the Department of Fisheries as they go through this process. And with a little bit of hard work, we hope to have the first MSC certified fishery in Malaysia within the next couple of years.